Hello and welcome. Today's video I think is a long awaited video on finally an updated tier list in the community. There hasn't really been one for a long time. I tried to do one quite a few months ago, but I don't think it really worked out. Just viewership wise, or just the format of what I did, because I kind of went over each team in the game itself with only the top 6 heroes. But obviously there's a lot more than 6 heroes. So I'm going to be going over today with a standard tier list. One thing I am going to say with this is creating a general tier list in this game is kind of silly. I was going over this the other day on just where to rank everybody, and with just having 5 categories was pretty difficult. I ended up getting a ton of S heroes, a ton of A heroes, but then really are they all S rank or all A rank? I don't think so. So because this game has different modes such as PvP with Strife and Arena, both having 2 different types of metas, and then Invasion, those have different metas depending on what map you're using or at. And then there's Alliance rank or Alliance raid that has totally different teams than what the other teams have. It's very hard to kind of consider which teams or which hero is a true SS rank or S rank or A, B, or C, or D as a general. So in this, I added a few more or 2 more rankings in my rank. So I've got an SS tier and I've got a D or an F tier. How I'm going to be ranking everybody is just how in general these guys are good. Are they useful? Are the heroes useful for multiple teams? Are they just downright terrible and don't even level them? Are they the best things in the world and you have to level them right away? And that's the type of mind frame that I'm going to be using with this and how versatile heroes will be. So with that said, I'm going to be trying to go alphabetical with this. The next thing I would say or I'm going to be doing is going over each hero one by one and ranking them and why I rank them and where I think they're useful for. I'll have timestamps in the description below for which heroes I am at. If you want to know what a hero rank is, just that one hero, feel free to check out that down below. And then I'll also have an overview on the S ranks or SS ranks, S ranks at the very end. And if you want to know what each rank I have, you can check those out in the description timestamps down below as well. Now, before I get started, please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff to help content creator. So as I get started, I will go with Aenrath. So Aenrath is going to be the first hero because he's the first letter, first hero in the alphabetical order. So Aenrath, basically, Aenrath was really good in Arena, and I think only in Arena. He was popular for about a day in Invasion when he first came out, back when I think we were still in 110 Invasion, so that's probably no more. Aenrath, basically why in Arena he's useful is because of his Awakening, where he can do 10 damage once he dies, and that gets rid of a lot of money block. So because he's really only useful in one section of the game mode, I'm going to be putting him in the C rank. Because, actually, before I even start ranking even more people, SS rank for me is going to be top tier. Got a level right away. They're useful in a lot of places. S rank is they're useful in less places than they are in S rank, or they were really good, but they dropped off, but they can still use them. A rank is really good heroes that you can play with that are off meta. B ranks are just general useful. They're not going to carry you through teams, or they're not going to carry everything, but they are beneficial for you. C tier is going to be really unique, one of a kind of deal, like Aenrath, right? Or his really only ability of getting rid of money block is going to be useful. D tier is going to be the don't need to level, but you can. And then F tier is just going to be don't even bother leveling, or don't even try and get anywhere near them. And then my last thing I'm going to say is a lot of heroes as well are also very dependent on what legacies they have. So depending on their legacies, they could change ranks as well. But this is going to assume no legacies and no accessories. So as I go back to it, Aenrath is going to be C tier, because C tier is just going to, for Aenrath, he's useful in one spot, which is just arena, getting rid of some muddy block. Agathe is going to be a D tier, right away. She's not really useful. She's not a great tank. She's good in Dimensional Rift for... not even Dimensional Rift. She's not a support hero. D tier. She's not that good. Her Awakening really heals for like 2 seconds, but battles are going to be ended in that time for arena or strife or anything for it to even be useful. So I don't see her being played at all. You can have fun with her. That's why I'm putting her at a D tier over an F tier. Next top is Alberon. Alberon I'm going to be putting at a B tier. He's a really good support hero. He can be used in some Alliance raid for Herald of Blood, even though it's not that great. He is really good for Dimensional Rift, though, being a support hero and healer. So, and that's why I'm going to be putting him as a B tier, because he's pretty useful in Dimensional Rift, but he's not going to carry you. He's not going to limit you, but he is really good in Dimensional Rift, which is why I'm ranking him at B. Aramis. So, S tier. I'm putting him as S tier for the sole reason he is very legacy dependent. He is meta for Strife. When you do have the legacy, he can help you out in Dimensional Rift, clearing through phase 1 to I think phase around 11 is when I stopped using him. On my free-to-play alt, he is pretty darn good. You can use Barbarian set with him. You can use the Covenant set with him. He's pretty versatile. Is he the best hero in the game? No, so I'm not going to put him at SS tier, but he is going to carry you quite through a lot of the game's modes as well. You can use him in Arena, you can use him in Strife, you can use... you wouldn't use him in Alliance Raid, and you can use him in Dimensional Rift, so that's why I'm going to be ranking him as my first S tier. Next up, I'm going to be putting Ash tier. Ash. Where do I put Ash? I'm going to be putting Ash as S tier as well. So Ash is really useful in Invasion. 2.8 and 2.9 can be used. She is also used in some Alliance Raid builds. She is almost permanently used in Strife, and she's also used in Arena for generating those mighty blocks. Is she much needed, and if you don't have her, you can't do any builds? No. So that's why I'm putting her as an S tier, because she is very powerful, just like Aramis is, but without her, you can still do what you need to do. Next up is Asiaq. So I'm going to be putting her as an A tier. I probably could put her as an S tier. But I'm going to drop her down one level to A tier. Just because I think with her, she's kind of fallen off with the Alliance raid because of new heroes. But she is very strong with when you've reached King level or higher in Arena for the Menace buff, the 20% damage increase buff that you would get if you have the highest Menace on her. Her passive ability is getting that plus, I think it's plus 50 Menace. I'm going off the top of my head on that one, so I could be wrong, sorry folks. But she's a great Menacer, and she can also do a lot of damage. She's good for Arena and Strife if you are to use Aramis for Strife, or any spell kind of taking damage heroes, or spell damage dealing heroes. So that's why I'm going to be putting her as an A tier instead of a B tier. So I don't think she's strong enough to be an S tier anymore. Alliance raid meta has kind of taken her off the map as well, because you don't really need her anymore for a hero raid boss. So that's why she's getting dropped down to A in my books. Baldir is going to be going as a D tier for me. I haven't used him since the new changes to Alliance raid meta. I've not used him at all. He's a strong tank that can be used in Rift, which if you have to take him, he can be okay. Is he one that you're going to want to strive for? No, not at all. That's why I'm going to be putting him down at D tier. Not much really to say about him. Behemus, I'm putting right at an F tier. You do not need to level him at all. You can have fun with his skill, but I don't think he's going to be useful any point of this game at all. So I'm not going to go too much into detail on that one because this is going to be a long video. Next up is going to be Bellina. I'm putting her right as an S tier. So Bellina is going to be a perfect hero for you to level. She can carry you through Dimensional Rift. She's really strong right now versus like teams in Arena. If you have the right build and the right legacies, she can do really well in Strife. She'll carry you with the Dimensional Rift from phase 1 to phase 15. She is my go-to to get me through phase 15 and get me through all the kind of rift items that I needed. So I am putting her right as an SS tier. She's also the hero that you would use for 2-6 as well. Mind you, I do think Semi posted a new video without her, but 2-6 was a Bellina build. And here is my dog. Hopefully she doesn't... Oh, I think she's still looking at the squirrel outside. That's been 20 minutes or 40 minutes outside. Okay, there, girl. So next... This is a problem of trying to do content creator with a dog. It's an active dog today for some reason, because she sees a squirrel outside that hasn't moved. So, next up is going to be Bombie. I am putting as a D tier. Can be useful in Arena, not really used anymore. I've seen some Arena build. Actually, I'll move it up to C tier. Just because in Arena, I have seen some Bombie builds. Okay, there's Sarge. Let's get down. Go chase the squirrel again. I'm putting Bombie as C tier just because with Aenrath, there is an Arena build that you can use for them. You can use to get rid of Mighty Block. You could also use to deal damage. But is it going to be useful anywhere else? No, not at all. Cain I'm going to be putting as a B tier. So Cain for B tier is sole reason. Mind you, this will probably change in probably about a month because he's getting reworked. But Cain is an item farmer. Now with legacies, or not legacies, the rift equipments, getting tier 1 items is very beneficial for you. So if you do have the time or space for it, Cain is really powerful in that way in getting those items. Cathy is going to be at a B tier as well. There is an Arena build I'm going to be testing out soon once I build up some confidence and get myself back in the Arena, because I am currently top 10 with my Leica build. But Cathy is good for removing Mighty Block. She's also good damage dealer as well with the Numano. And then she also can play... You can have fun with her in Arena. You can have fun with her in Invasion, which is why I'm putting her at a B tier over a C tier. Now, maybe after I complete my Arena runs with her, I may bump her up to an A tier in my opinion, but she's still very focused on just one type of game mode. But she is pretty strong, so that's why I'm putting as a B tier over a C tier, because she can carry. Now, the next up is going to be Chung. Chung I'm putting right up to SS tier. Now, she does fall off after you've completed Invasion to 5, but Chung will be your very first hero to awaken. Awaken Chung as fast as you can. It will help you progress throughout this game super fast. She is your Invasion hero up until 2-5, and I even think the new 2-9 Corruption can be done by Chung, but I think it's a little bit harder than there are some other builds right now. But Chung is very powerful in Invasion, which is why I'm putting her straight to an SS tier. You can also use her to try get into Diamond ranks in Arena and Strife, because you will have her awakened. So that's why I'm going to be keeping her as an SS tier. Mind you, she will fall off this game, off to a cliff to where it's almost at an F tier after you've kind of progressed a lot further into the game mode. Dandy I'm going to be putting as a C tier. C tier. Sole reason I'm putting her as a C tier is she is good tank. You can use her as a tank for Arena, But the main reason why I'm putting her as a C tier over a D tier is the her ability to heal kind of breaks Rift. So if you do the greater rifts with Giant Altar with Reflect, she doesn't die. And I do have a video of her only one hero clearing phase 15 Giant Altar of the normal rift or greater rift, I'll say. So which is why I'm putting her as a C tier over a D tier, because she is a little fun to do that with. Is she useful at any other part of the game? No, not anymore. She used to be good in Alliance Raid, but that meta has switched because of Menace and Grand Central Sword. So she is no longer useful, I'll say, elsewhere. Next up is going to be Daniel. F tier. Sorry, bro. I have seen an arena build with him, but that's like if you have level 40 special rift equipments and just so much that he's actually useful. At the end of the day, you don't need to level him at all. Draco, I'm currently going to be putting him as a D tier, but we'll see with this new Alliance Raid boss. But Draco doesn't have really the damage output right now to do much. He can't nuke because he needs a conventional set to nuke anyone in an arena or strife. He's not really good in rifts, so I'm putting him as a D tier. But he could have potential to move up. He is fun with the flamethrower, I will say. So feel free to level him a little bit to have fun with him. But I would still level what you can, but don't put too much effort into him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with the new Herald of Blacksmith. Next up is going to be our girl Eileen. S tier. So the reason why I'm putting her as S tier is her meta has shifted. So she used to, if you asked me 2 months ago, she would have been SS tier. But with another hero's buff, she has been bumped down to an S tier. Very strong hero for Alliance Raid. Very strong hero for Strife. Very strong hero for some invasion maps as well. Is she current meta for those game modes? No, which is why I'm bumping her down to an S tier over a SS tier. Next up is going to be Elizabeth. Elizabeth is going to be an A tier hero because she is the Void Feeder when you are playing Alliance Raid. If you are using the Perpetual Void Relic, as well as she is strong as a tank as well. Ashtar is going to be a C tier. She is strong, can be useful in Dimensional Rift because she can do a lot of healings and she's a support character. But other than that, she's not really useful anymore in Herald of Blood. So that's why she's going down to a C tier. Because she's good in Dimensional Rift, I'm putting her as a C tier over a D tier. But if she was not good in Dimensional Rift, probably an F tier at this point. Evan, my king. Evan was my first hero that I carried through 110. But ever since Chung and all these other heroes, he's going to be dropped down all the way down to a D tier. Haven't really seen much use for him at all in this game mode with all these new heroes that we have with the legacies and everything. He was my first Awaken hero. Actually, my second. My first one was Hansi. But on my alt, he was my first one to clear invasions. So he's got a little spot in my heart for that, which is why I'm putting him as a D tier over an F tier. Who's next? Farael, I'll put as F tier. So when he first came out, really good, useful for Invasion 1-1 because that was the newest map that just came out. But other than that, I have not used him. I think there was one arena season that he was useful because there is a West Courage buff that you could use Elpis with him with the steel set and teleport, and he would work. but he's not that good. So that's why I'm putting him down to an F tier. Not really that useful. Next up is going to be Garam. I'm going to be putting right to a B tier. B tier is because he's not that strong on his own. He's very situational hero that you would use him with. So the situation that I would use him is if you are climbing a line or climbing arena, but you are tired of using only Hansi or only using Sargula and you want to try and counter with a different way or have some fun, Garam would be that choice. He is pretty strong with the Dimensional Rift as well on the lower, like phase 1 or phase 0 kind of deal because he is a strong hero. It can get buffed up. Is he the go-to at all? No, but I'll keep him at a B tier. Gidnil, I'm going to be putting straight to a C tier. He's really situational. Just because his only use is generating the spell shields for himself and another hero. Good in Dimensional Rift for that sense, and that's about it. Haerang. S tier. Now, I should put him in as S tier, but he can't carry, so I think that's the reason why I'm going to be putting him as an S tier. Haerang is going to be very useful for Arena. Very useful for some game modes and some bosses in Alliance Raid. Mind you, there's different meta for him, but he's super strong in Arena. With that freezing spell that he has, or his awakening, it's just way overpowered for Arena, which is why he's getting all the way up to an S tier over Asiaq. Next up is Hansi, my queen, my very first hero that I had awakened on my main account back in season 30 or 20 something. She is back up to an SS tier. With the Moonlight accessories being came out, she is jumped right up to an SS tier. There are some videos in the past of her in like the D tier and such, but she is now what you will see to clear some invasion modes. You'll see her going up to King rank in Alliance Raid or in Dimensional Rift. You'll get phase 15 with, or phase 11 I think with her is what I was comfortable with getting her to before Bellina kind of took over. Arena and Strife, you'll see her getting carried up until King rank, which is why I've put her as an SS tier. So you will want to level her as fast as you can as well. Hela, I'm going to put as an F tier for now. That concentration ability is just silly in this game right now. It needs to be reworked, so I'm putting it right as an F tier. Ian, I'm putting as an A tier. He was a king at one point in this game, but he has fallen quite a bit. But he still has that place in my heart for Blacksmith Altar. He is still really good as well with Blacksmith Altar and some other heroes or some other Alliance raid bosses. I've seen some builds with him in Strife as well, so that's why I'm going to be putting him as an A tier. He does need a little bit of rework, which would be nice, but he's going to be sticking to an A tier. Next up is going to be Ithena. Ithena is going to be B tier for the sole reason is she is the Herald of Hero person. I'd bump her up to an A tier. Changing my mind. I'm putting her as an A tier because she's really strong at Herald of Hero. She is the hero for Herald of Hero. Once you get past 200 mil health or even a billion health, she is the hero that you're going to want to be using. And the other thing with her is I have seen some arena builds with her that were super strong, but a few seasons ago, which is why I was thinking B tier. But since she's kind of the sole go-to hero for Herald of Hero, I'm bumping her up to an A rank. Ivy, almost an F tier. Unless you have her legacy, she's not going to be useful. And then even with her legacy, you're going to want to be using Armorous with it. So I'm putting her right down to an F tier. You don't really want to level her. You don't really need to level her. So that's what I'll just go with that one. There's not much to it with her. Alright, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. So, next up is going to be Jinju. Jinju I'm putting as an S tier. So Jinju's meta has kind of fallen in Arena, but she is very strong as well, but it is very legacy dependent. She was the go-to hero for me at least, and I have a video for it for 2.6, or 2.5, sorry, my apologies. She was 2.5. So I'll put her as an S tier because I still like that Jinju Arena build. Can work versus Sargulas and Hansis, but her meta has fallen, so she wouldn't be an SS tier, but she's stronger than an A tier, so that's why I'm putting her as an S tier. Joel, F tier. I don't think I've really used her. Kanak has fallen a lot. I'll put him as a C tier. He was the go-to person for invasion. He used to clear all the invasion levels for us, but that kind of got changed with Chung, and then with Hansi and Bellina, Jinju, so he's fallen quite hard. He's not really useful in Alliance Raid anymore. He's definitely not useful in Arena anymore, or in Strife, so he has fallen almost to... I'm putting him as a C tier just because you can use him for invasion. I don't think he's a D tier. Like, I still think he's a C tier. So, Kirdan is going to be S tier. So putting Kirdan as an S tier for kind of the same reason as Haerang. He is super strong with the mirror legacy altar or legacy, and I think with the new fatality sex 3 set, he can carry quite a bit. So I haven't really tested that myself. I just heard and seen videos from my alliance mates, but Kirdan is a go-to hero can be for Strife with mirror blocking. Super strong with mirror in Arena to a point where I got super frustrated with him. So I will keep him as an S tier, but mainly with mirror. He also removes Mighty Block, which is really useful. And when he's invincible for a few seconds, you can do a lot of removal of Mighty Blocks. Next up is going to be Leo. Leo I'm putting as an A tier because he's a super strong tank. Is he the strongest tank in the game? I think so. So I'm going to be putting him as an A tier. He is very useful for Arena. He can be good in Dimensional Rift as a tank if you get him, but not really need to get him. And can be used as a good tank in Strife as well. Next up is going to be Lily. I'm going to be put right at D tier. Now, since there's no more backup heroes, I don't think she's going to be used at all in anything at all, really. She is a good tank for Rift, but there are better ones, and I don't think being more than that, an off-tank kind of meta person would be a strong suit. I would still level her because she can be a good tank in Rift, but is she going to be a hero that you're going to want to get right away for that tank? No. Have you not gotten the squirrel yet? Jeez. Yeah, the squirrel is still up there in the tree. So, this brings me to my first Link hero, Luniare. And I'm going to be putting you back down because you are ruining this video. So, Luniare, SS tier, if you were to have guessed. She is the strongest Link hero in the game. You can use multiple of her on the same hero, and that is the meta probably forever until they change it up for Alliance Raid, for Arena, for Strife. If you could get multiple in Dimensional Rift, I guess you can with the Mask of Hallucination, she is that meta person. So that's why I'm going to be putting her as an SS tier. She is the strongest Link hero in the game. Next up is going to be Leica. I'm going to be putting as an S tier because right now in Arena, he's everywhere in the top 10 ranks. I've got a few videos of him um, in my channel. So if you are looking for an arena build, Leica's are very, very strong, which is why I'm putting him as an S tier. Is he SS? No, because he's really only useful in arena, but he's a top arena person right now. Next up is Mayu, F tier. I don't think I've ever used him. So yeah, just F tier. I think there was one Element North Arena season that I saw him twice. That he was pretty strong, but he needs his legacy, he needs the right accessories and everything. So just F tier. Don't even bother leveling him. This brings me to my next Link hero, Mano. Mano just got buffed. He does pretty good damage now, or damage boost. So I'm going to be pumping him right up to an SS status. If you were to ask me this last month, I probably would have put him as an Ace tier, or maybe an S tier. But right now, him and Hansi are a great pair together. I just went up to God rank on my free-to-play alt. Mind you, I did get lucky with Rift equipment on it, so I will put asterisks on that free-to-play account, but it is a free-to-play account. But Mano is super strong right now with heroes that do not have any spell power. And Hansi and Tia and those attack carries do not have spell power, so this is why I'm putting him up as an SS tier. Next up is Mara. Mara I'm going to be right down to a D tier. With the new legacies and everything, she's not really useful anymore. I'll probably put her as an F tier now. You don't need her anymore. Mel, I'm going to be putting right to an SS tier. Surprise, surprise. I don't think anybody is. She is super strong and used for top damage rate for Dimensional Rift. So if you're ever wondering how those players are getting those top damage on the top charts, it's sorry to say it's Mel. She is also strong in Alliance raid as well. So because of that, she's going to be going up to an SS tier. I got quite a few more. Okay, so this is much longer, much harder than I thought it was. And going all in one take as well. So I appreciate if you have reached this point, feel free to comment down below. Tell me that you've made it this far and watched the whole thing. You almost deserve a medal. So I appreciate your time in this. But next up, I'm gonna be trying to speed run the next everyone. Marcel, I'll be putting as a tier because it's useful in Arena and is also useful in Rift. Those are my two reasons. She is a great menace applier for Herald of Hero, which is why I'm putting kind of her and Ithena as an A tier because those two heroes are needed for Herald of Hero. And then she's also a good AoE menace provider as well for different game modes. Morris, I'm putting right to D tier, not F tier, sorry. I haven't used him at all. He's very legacy dependent as well. I actually don't think I've played him once. Aenrath is next. I'm putting up right to an SS tier. Useful in Strife, useful in Arena, useful in Dimensional Rift, useful in Alliance Raid. Those are the main game modes in this game after you complete the Alliance, and she's useful in all game modes in that sense. She's a great healer, she's a great buffer as well because she provides final damage, so I'm putting her right up to an SS tier. Nira has a little place in my heart, so I'm going to be putting her as a B tier. She was the go-to person for clearing 2-4 when that was the hardest level in the game, even after a while. Because she could clear that boss in a few hits. There are some off-meta builds for her in Alliance, not Alliance, right? In Strife and Arena, which is why I'm putting her as a B tier, because she's much better than Kanak in that sense, which is why I'm putting her as a B tier. She can also be good in Dimensional Rift too, if you get the right relics, but that's going to be hard. Nabila, I'm putting as a B tier. Not an F tier because I've used her twice. I think I used her one season of Alliance Raid, which is why I'm putting her as a D tier over an F tier. Not very strong, not very useful, but there was a time and a place for her. Ophelia, I'm putting right to an F tier. I don't think I've used her at all. Yeah, I have not used her at all in this game. So I'm not even going to try leveling her. Next up is Patros, putting as an SS tier. Patros, great buffer, useful in most game modes. Very useful in Arena to try and get the guard buff, which does minus 20% reduced damage in King Plus, or in the Grand Arena, I should say. Very strong generating Mighty Block for Strife. Very useful in Alliance Raids too. Kind of a main hero to have there as well. So that's why I'm putting him as an SS tier, because he's useful in many different game modes. Freya is going to be going up to an A tier because of the Dimensional Rift, clearing out those floor 15s. It's almost going to be needed to have her. So that way you can actually stun the enemies and such, and it's a big AoE stun too. So which is why she's an A tier over a B tier, just because of how useful she is. Next up is Rayhawk. Rayhawk I'm going to be putting as a B tier. Rayhawk is very useful, but in Alliance Raid. Only if you have his legacy. If you don't have his legacy, useless, F tier. If you do have his legacy, situational, B tier. Ren, the Queen, I'll be putting as a B tier as well. Now with the new Fatality set, I've seen some really great videos that she may be ranking up to an A tier. But currently right now there's a lot more better heroes to use instead of her. I think once they fix her cast timing and her attack speed, she'd be a lot more useful. But the animation of her spell kind of makes her a lot slower than what she should be to casting. Ray used to be a S tier hero back in the day, but I'm going to be dropping her right down to a D tier. She used to be the main person for Perpetual Void. Mind you, Elizabeth has taken that crown. Is she useful anywhere else? No, not at all. Her dolls don't do enough tanking that they used to, or she also got nerfed to the ground because she used to be a ton of magic damage with her dolls, but now they've kind of nerfed her, so I'm putting her right down to a D tier. Rose, I'm putting at a F tier because she is no longer needed at all. She used to do a lot of damage, but now with the accessories, she gets out damaged. She doesn't need to expose weakness anymore because there's the Grand Central Sword. So I'm putting her right on an F tier. You don't need to level her anymore. Sarah was a GOAT when she first got released. She was the first hero for Alliance Raid that we were able to double kill, because you could only double kill back in the day, for 3 days straight, up until when we were getting into the billion marks. I think they had to nerf her mid-raid because we would have been able to get a perfect raid season with just Sarah. But since they nerfed her, I'm putting her right down to a D tier. I don't think I've seen her at all anywhere in this game mode except for bots. So that's why she's getting put down to a D tier. Because she did have that reign for about a week as an SS, I'll be putting her down to a D tier, but she's not that useful anymore. Next up is Sargula. Surprise, surprise, S tier. Super strong in Arena, super strong in Strife, super strong in Alliance Raid as well. Actually, I'm dropping her down to S tier. Nope, keeping her as SS tier because of Arena. I was thinking, why have Eileen as S tier but Sargula as SS? I think Eileen is less of a meta in more game modes than Sargula is. Sargula is a carry in Arena where Alina is not, which is why I'm keeping Sargula as an SS tier. She's not as useful. She's on the same page as Alina for Alliance Raid, maybe even lower. But because of her domination, I'll say, in the arena, I'll be keeping her and Strife. I'll be keeping her as an SS tier. Next up is Shielda. I'm putting straight to a D tier. Fun to play with. One of the first heroes that you get. But other than that, D tier. F or D tier. But he's a good mighty block, or she's a good mighty block person that can generate mighty block. So that's why I'll just keep her on D. Suha. And I know I don't have the spirit for her, but I'm going to be putting Suha as an S tier. Suha is super strong in Alliance Raid and good in Strife. Can be good in Dimensional Rift if you have the right regions for her. Which is why I think if she was a permanently good role for Dimensional Rift, I would put her as an SS tier. But I think I would rank her pretty high on the S tier rank than I would. She's probably at the border, I'll say, of becoming an SS tier. Is the squirrel still up there? Yeah, the squirrel's still up there. The Surge is still on my lap. Let's see what she does. Yeah, she's back focusing on the. Get to see the dog. Get to see the doggy this video. So Sue I'm keeping as an S tier. Very useful support hero. Okay, there, girl. Stop. Okay, enough. Time to go. Go get the dog. Go get the squirrel. Yeah, keeping Sue as an S tier. I don't think she's. Yeah, I'll do that. Taeback is going to be a C tier. Good, strong tank. Very. He's got the taunting. Can be used with Alpus as well for arena and Strife. Maybe not that good. There are better. Taeback. No, that's Taeback. Tencent. I'll be putting as a C tier as well. Again, good strong tank for Strife, but there are better ones now in this meta. You're better to get more mighty block with Ashe and Petros than you are to have a tanks. So C tier. There is a health build that you can do for arena, which is why I'm putting as a C tier over a D tier. And then just in general tanks, these two are pretty good. So we'll keep that there. Tia, I'll be putting as a B tier. Tia can be good in arena if you have the right legacies and it's the right season and it's the moon is shining at a certain rank angle to shine upon our Tia. But also she's really good with Dimensional Rift. She's also really good with the normal Rift as well. Dimensional Rift, you can get up to phase 11 with her. Same with Ashe and Aramis, right? But other than that, it's kind of fallen off as well. Tirvine, I still have as a level 1. I haven't used her at all. I don't see a place for her right now. Maybe with the new boss, Herald of Hero boss comes out, she'll be useful. But I have not used her at all. I still have her as level 1 on my main and my alt. So I am no longer worrying about her at all. I'm keeping her as an F tier. Vic, I'm putting up to an A tier because of the new Invasion 2-9 corruption. Invasion 2-9 corruption. The dog's still staring. She's on the couch staring at the squirrel. Because of Invasion 2-9 corruption, making it super easy. Victoria was also the one to use very easily for 2-7 or 2-6, 2-6. No, 2-7 for Moonlight. So she's really strong in that sense. She's also a good arena player for low levels too. Mind you, Moonlight kind of killed her in that sense. Because of Moonlight, she doesn't move, which then she'll die. But because of the new Invasion, I'm putting her as an A tier. She's kind of a hidden gem for some game modes, okay? So that's why I'm putting her as an A tier over a B tier. Next up is going to be Yon. Yon I'm putting as right to a D tier. Her healing is just too slow, and her ramp up is too slow to be super useful. Alberon's going to be much better than that. I'm missing Bardrey. Am I actually? I just remembered. Yeah, I am missing Bardrey. Ha! Fun. So, the Alberon's much faster at casting, so I'll be doing that. Zuo Bai, I haven't used in forever, but I heard there's a good build with him for 2-9. I'm putting as a D tier as well. Zuo Yun, though, is an SS tier. So he is an SS tier because he is the current meta for Alliance Raid. He is also pretty strong in Arena if you can get him to cast a skill and do all of his attack damage or his attack speed ramp up. He can be also used in Strife. He can also be used in Dimensional Rift. So he's a current strong meta pick for SS tier. Zoop is our next one. She is getting dropped down to an A tier. You would put her as an S tier because she's probably the main person to use for Alliance Raid to have the Immaculacy Legacy proc, but Suha can also use it, and Suha does a little bit more than just apply Menace, which is why I'm putting Zoop as a tier over an S tier. Diane, I'm going to be putting as an S tier as well. Yeah, A tier. A tier because she's really strong with Herald of Mage, and that's about it. But she's super strong with Herald of Mage, which is almost needed for that. So if you don't worry about Herald of Mage, then you don't really need Diane, which she can be dropped. But she is a good menace person. Also can be used in Dimensional Rift if you have the right elements and regions for her. But this is pretty much it. And my last hero, which I do not have, I went over this twice to see if I missed anybody, and of course I did miss somebody, but is Bardrey. Bardrey, I don't have a logo for her, but Bardrey is going to be an SS tier. So this is my invisible Bardrey, okay? This is silly. So Bardrey is an SS hero because she applies. First, she's a South region and a backup person for Dimensional Rift. She also gives everybody mana, which is super strong and needed. She is the perfect sync person for loonies, so that way you can get your loonies to be always casting in Alliance Raid. She's the perfect person for Strife. If you don't run Suppression, Alliance Raid, Dimensional Rift. Useful for Arena in some builds as well. And then can be good in Invasion if you are trying to go for top rank damage as well. So that's why I'd be putting my Invisible Bardrey as an SS tier. So if you've made it this far in this video, I am in awe of you sitting through all this. I do greatly appreciate your time. Hopefully you guys agree with my ranking systems that I have here. Just so last few minutes of the video, I'm going to be going over each rank as well. So I've just gone over each hero, kind of my reasonings why I've put them in there. So if you've watched up until now, thank you. Please feel free to comment down below, tell me that you made it this far. Share this with your friends, share this with your peers, share this with your alliance mates, and share this on Reddit for when people are saying, oh, what heroes to level up. This hopefully will last a little while. Maybe in a few months I'll update it if there's been a lot of changes. So I'm now going to go over each rank as an overview, and then I'll timestamp this as well as I timestamp each individual hero, which will be a lot of work. So SS tier is going to be your heroes that you want to level up as fast as you can. They're super strong, can carry throughout a lot of the places in this game. So first is going to be Bellina, Chung, Hansi, Looney, Mano, Mel, Aenrath, Patros, Sargula, and Zuo Bai. S heroes are super strong, and if you have them and you need them, go for them. They can carry you in majority of the game modes as well. They're not the meta right now, but they have been in the past, or just super strong support heroes. So that's going to be Aenrath if you have the Legacy or Barbarian set. Ash, Eileen, Haerang, Jinju, Kirdan, Leica, and Suha. A tiers are very useful in situational spots. So they're not going to be useful in every single game mode, but they are the strong heroes for certain mobs as well. So it's going to be Asiaq, Elizabeth, Ian, Athena, Leo, Mirasol, Preya, Victoria, Zoop, and Diane. Oh, S tier is Bardrey, my invisible Bardrey. B tier is going to be, there's good in situations, but maybe one or two situations, not a vast majority of this game mode. Is going to be Alberon, Cain, Cathy, Garam, Nira, Rayhawk, Ren, and Tia. C is very situational, like extremely situational, where it's maybe only good in one game mode. So that's going to be Aenrath, Bombie, Dan, Ashtar, Gidnil, Kanak, Taebak, and Taesun. D tier used to be good, not anymore. If you have them leveled, great. If not, don't worry about them. Agathe, Baldir, Draco, Evan, Lily. Oh, what was that hero? Nabila, Ray, Sarah, Shielda, Yun, and Zuo Bai. Now again, Zuo Bai may be going up soon. I haven't really tested him. And then F tier is just don't even bother leveling. Great to collect, but not really useful. There's many other heroes that would be a top 3 pick over these heroes, in my opinion, or even top 5 pick in each game mode. So, Behemus, or what's his name? Yeah, Behemus, Daniel, Farael, Hela, Ivy, Joel, Maru, Mara, Morris, Ophelia, Rose, and the new hero, Tervine. So if you agree with my picks, if you don't, feel free to comment down below. Again, feel free to share, like, comment, and again, my invisible Bardrey, because of course I can't be perfect, even after double checking everything. My invisible Bardrey is an SS tier. So if you guys agree or disagree, or if I missed another hero that I've completely forgot about, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.